everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle from Josie and Michelle Events. I am an event planner and I'm here in my Valley Stream home.
Hello everyone, and this is Josie, also from Josie and Michelle Events, here from my house in New Jersey. And today we're going to be talking about, I think it's Michelle's favorite subject in the design planning. So we are here today talking invitations with our friend Joy. So Joy, why don't you introduce yourself and the name of your company?
Hi everyone, my name is Joy. I'm from the Stationery Bar. We do custom wedding invitations and event stationery. We're located in Suffolk County, Long Island in Bayshore. I'm also in my home, a little setup for you guys in Bayshore. So hi.
Thank you. And we are so excited to be talking with you today because our clients have so many questions. This whole pandemic has caused a lot of issues with communicating about events. And so we're happy to have your expertise here. So our first question for you is, what should a couple do if they have already mailed the invitation and they now learned that their date has changed? How do they communicate that?
They should let their guests know as soon as possible. So if they need to postpone their date, they should send out postponement cards. They do not need to send traditional formal wedding invitations again, just a postponement announcement. And if it's early enough and guests have not responded yet, they could use their same materials that their guests already have, the RSVP and details cards, things like that. Or they can have their guests RSVP via website or phone.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was thinking that the more you communicate, the better, but it's, helpful to hear it from an expert. Now, what about this dilemma? What if you have ordered your invitations, they are printed and you have them, and now the date is going to change? Do you reorder? Do you send it anyway and add something to it? What is your recommendation for that?
You can do both, but ultimately, if you can maneuver events so that you can still use your coordinating pieces, your response card, your details card, and only have to reprint your wedding invitation, that's a great way for your guests to still get this full, beautiful set without you having to spend a lot of extra funds. The other thing is you could send them as is and send a postponement right after if you want to, but usually if you can do so, if it's within your budget, just reprint your invitation so that your guests get a full set.
So I do have another question, and this is for the weddings that are coming up. I'll say it in summer, late summer, the ones that, they are unsure with the pandemic if they're going to be able to actually have the wedding day. Should they still going on planning their invitations?
Yes, absolutely. I get this question a lot. Start as early as you can. What's going to happen is every bride is going to wait because they're unsure and they're nervous, and that's totally understandable. So what you're going to have is all wedding vendors are going to have this influx of brides, which could cause some backlog in some instances. So get in contact with your vendors, ask questions. So I have my brides ask me all the questions that they want to ask. What happens to their deposit? What if they have to change their date? So what I've been doing is I've been recommending, let's get started. Let's plan everything. The part that takes the longest is the design. And then let's order your stocks. So we have your stocks on hand, but we won't start any printing until the last absolute moment so that we can avoid any reprints, changes of dates. If I just need to go in and update your date quickly and then send to print, that's easy. We can make sure that your set still goes out on time because everything's already done in advance.
So for all of you planning your wedding there, she said it, don't stop, keep going. So with that said, so what is the design, wedding invitation design process?
So normally a bride or a couple will come in, they will book some time with me, we'll sit down, we'll talk about what they like, what they don't like, if they've seen any designs that meet their eye, that they're attracted to. If they don't, that's fine too, especially since I specialize in custom wedding invitations. We'll talk about, her wedding dress. She'll kind of show me her wedding dress on the low. We'll look at her flowers, her centerpieces, the venue, and we will formulate and design a set totally based on that. and her colors. Does she want something moody? Does she want something classic and traditional, golds and creams? Does she want something a little bit more rustic? The beach theme without being overtly beachy. So all of those things will be incorporated. We'll talk about fonts, colors. We'll look at paper samples. You know, we can tweak a set that I already have in my showroom or design something brand new.
So much fun.
I know.
It's the funnest process.
Yeah, keep moving along, because this is a fun thing to do at home. You know, when there's, you know, just start your design process at least.
Yes, you know, right now, especially since you can't come into the showroom and we can't meet face to face, we'll do video conferencing. I'll pull out all the samples. We'll look at colors, you know, and when brides decide to move forward, if we need to send paper examples back and forth, we can, so that you can look and see and feel.
All right, here's another one for you. We always get asked this question: should we send save the dates? And obviously everybody has a different opinion about this, but we would like to know, what's your opinion about save the dates? And also, for people who do choose to do that, should they match the rest of the invitations?
Save the dates are totally up to you. If it's within your budget, and everyone's budget is different, if it's within your budget and you want to send them, by all means, send them. It's recommended to send them so that, you know, your guests know what's happening. They have something to look forward to. It's the first introduction to your wedding. So where they don't need to be, you know, a mini version of your wedding invitation, it should coordinate. All of your pieces should look like they belong in the same family. That's the other vital part of Save the Dates. It really gives your guests the inside scoop to the date, the time, so they can prep for it. Because when you're in peak season, you know, someone could be going to 3, 4, 5, 6 weddings that summer, or that spring or fall. Mm-hmm. So you want to let your guests have a little bit of a heads up on what's coming.
All right. Now, how about other pieces? Now this, I mean, I'll be honest, I love invitations, but where I really get excited is all of those other coordinated pieces. So I would love to hear what people are ordering, what you recommend, because I feel like it enhances the entire experience. I always say words matter, and this makes a big impact. So what else do you recommend?
I recommend doing all sorts of pieces that tie in together. So for example, I'll take you through this set that I have here. A very modern set. It incorporates a belly band with some gold foil, as well as a backer card, which is black linen, and a matte foil layer as well. It's letterpressed, which is very chic and very nice. And then this velvet belly band also adds a great touch to it. This particular bride incorporated wedding menus as well as place cards. So that we could have a set that coordinates with her invitations, what we did was hand gilding, which is actually hand foiled accents to her invitation, as well as her custom monogram that we also use as a wax seal on her envelope. You can also think of envelope liners as well as welcome cards. So this bride gave her guests a little welcome bag, so we coordinated a welcome card for her to slip in her bag. And then on her invitations, in her set, she had this very modern patterned liner that just pulled everything together. It was black, white, gold. So you can do all things like that, as well as seating charts. Large acrylic seating charts are very popular right now. We can paint the back any color you want. Gold, rose gold, black, white. You can use black acrylic, white acrylic. So all of those things
I get excited.
tie in. It's so much fun. I mean, the things that are available now for brides are really amazing.
You're talking about all that, and definitely as you show your samples, I can see the whole event in my head, which is fun. So I do want to know, and you know, as a designer, we like to know what's going on, what's on trend. So what are some wedding invitation trends right now?
So right now, acrylic is very popular. It has been popular for quite some time now, but it's just increasing in popularity. All colors of acrylic. Clear, of course, is your number 1 and frosted, which is just gives it a little bit of like cloudiness to the acrylic, as well as mirrored acrylic. So gold mirror, rose gold mirror, letterpress invitations, golds, kind of like the similar to what we saw here. Your letterpress, your golds, your foils, very popular, very modern. Also blind letterpress. It is the same technique, and I'll show a little sample of blind letterpress. These were fun because this was a leather belly band that went around her invitations. I don't know if you can see their names kind of pressed into the leather.
Love that.
That's blind letterpress. So just letterpress without any
Leather.
Yes. Very modern, very fun, very chic. And then laser cut pocket. So this is an example of a laser cut pocket. We tied it with a belly band and a monogram, but you just slide this off and you have this beautiful laser cut lacy jacket. And then all of your pieces, these are popular because all of your coordinating pieces go here. Your invitation is here, front and foremost. And then when your guests close it up, they still have everything all in one place. And when they open it, it's wow.
It is.
Yes. Oh my God. There's so many elements that goes within the wedding invitation.
Yes. Yeah.
So many. So what are some tips you can give to those bride and groom right now planning their wedding invitation?
Again, start early, first and foremost, because it just gives you the greatest flexibility on pricing, on cardstocks, on design, on timing. But also, when you're with your wedding stationer, go through all the different pieces that you need. I always recommend numbering your RSVP cards if you want to. You don't need to do it, but it is a little bit of an extra step so that if anyone responds without writing their name, which does happen, a majority of guests will of course remember to write their name, but you will have some that forget and they'll just check, yes, we're coming, but you don't know who they are. So if you number the back, that helps you kind of pinpoint on your list which guest got which card, which numbered card, so that you can locate that guest. And then when you're addressing your invitations, anyone from a household that is invited to your invitation should go on the wedding. So if you're on the envelope, excuse me. So if you're inviting the children, list the children's names. If it's an entire family, you can just put, for example, Scott family or Montgomery family. So your wedding invitation should go out about 2 months before your wedding, 8 weeks. Then your RSVP should come 4 to 5 weeks before your wedding. That gives you time to do your seating chart. That gives you time if you want to have a special seating chart made, an acrylic seating chart, place cards. It gives you time to coordinate that. It gives you time for your stationer to design and print your pieces. And then if you're gonna send save the dates, if you've decided that fits within your budget, if it's a destination wedding, you should do it about a year before. If it's local, about 6 months before, 5 to 6 months before, so that your guests can plan accordingly.
Perfect. You know, like having this conversation, and we've talked about this so many times already, I feel like it opens the door to so many other questions about all those design elements, the timing, yes, especially everybody affected by the situation right now. So before we leave today, I'd like to ask you, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you if they do need to learn more about your services or if they have questions? Hopefully you don't mind answering the questions.
Sure. I would always love to answer questions. Anyone who calls me, even if they book or not, absolutely, I'll answer any question that you have. But you can find me online at thestationerybar.com, or you can call or text me at 917-863-5474. And just a reminder, start way in advance. I tell my brides 8 to 10 months before their wedding to begin the process of designing wedding invitations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, our message to everyone is, of course, we are on pause. We are home. Your wedding may be postponed, but it is not canceled, and your planning doesn't have to stop. So reach out to Joy if you have questions about communication. That is one of the most important things that you can do during this period. Absolutely. Joy, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
Joy,
thanks for having me.
I can't wait until I can walk into your office again and
yes. Me too.
But you know, this is good too. So thank you so much for your time. Thanks everybody for watching, and please tune in next week again.
Thank you.
See you soon.